Welcome to the Home Group Podcast, where we discuss everything addiction, recovery, mental health. I am Flip.
And I am Luke. Our generation of men, you're not allowed to have feelings.
We're going to talk about things that are uncomfortable, things that are scary, because when you talk about it, you take away its power.
The only thing that's going to keep me clean is me not wanting to be who I was then.
We was in the trenches, now look how we out here ballin'.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Home Group Podcast. My name is Flip. Clean date, April Fools 2016.
And I'm Luke. Clean date, October 11th, 2017. There you go.
Super excited. Episode 10.
Episode 10.
Episode 10 to the 6th power. About the 16th time we've recorded this episode 10. I can't even throw the X's no more. Episode 10, boy, this has been a hurtle.
Episode X, baby.
Ow, ow.
Professor X. Xavier.
10 has been a mofo for us, dude. We've hit hurdle after hurdle.
Well, we just can't get it together. We were doing so good and everything was going so smooth, and it just, we derailed like that train when it ran over the creepy crawler machine.
Fast.
A nightmare. It's been really daunting.
Very daunting. But just to fill you guys in, apologies to everyone for not having this out on today, like it's supposed to be. We're recording this on a Sunday. I would say 93.7% done with editing last episode 10. And I had an issue with the sound and the video lining up. Even though I lined it up in the beginning, it happened again towards the end. So I reached out to our friend Epiphany Blankins.
Yeah.
And the first thing she noticed, right, was how come Luke sounds like he's in a fishbowl?
Well, here's the thing. I'm so soft-spoken all the time that you can't even tell if I'm actually in a fishbowl or not.
And so that's why I just went along editing, because I was like, well, Luke just talks soft, right?
Yeah.
I've realized after several conversations that I didn't even have our mics turned on.
Yeah, we didn't even have the mixer board turned on. There's a power button.
Like, who puts power buttons on things?
When
right?
was that a thing?
So there's a power button right here. I pressed it, didn't know you had to hold it down.
You mean this thing just doesn't do what we want it to do? Like automatic?
I want my money back. We had to scratch it. We're recording now. We're going to get this one out as you might be seeing this on a Monday or a Tuesday. Back to our regularly scheduled time.
We're going to do our best to get this thing squared away and get back in shape here.
Yeah.
I'm going through a little bit of a rut right now. I'm making a list of all the shitty things that I dwell on. Apparently, there's this step system that everybody's doing. I don't know. Like, it's this cool thing that everybody's trying out. And the fourth one is to completely annihilate yourself by making a list of all the things that, make you feel shitty, which is crazy to me. I'm just making a list right now, and I'm 3 pages deep. And it started with that old lady that I flipped off for to go fuck herself on the interstate. It started there, and now it's slowly moving into that time that I robbed my mom. You know what I mean? And here's something that I noticed. I'm a shitty person. I'm a horrible individual.
Were.
Yeah.
You were.
Oh, for most of my life.
Yeah.
For the last, 25 years, I've been a bad guy.
Absolutely.
We
were the quintessential man that fathers warn their daughters about.
Yeah.
We were the one that moms told their sons, I don't want you hanging around them because they're bad guys.
Yeah.
That was us.
Yeah, no wonder my dad left me.
So, fourth step, you're going through it. I get it. I've been there. And it's rough, but it's a big piece to the puzzle. It's a huge piece to the puzzle.
I'm just, right now, it's like, I'm just really at a point where I'm like, I just want this to be over with. And I think that's why they trick you into starting it.
Yeah.
Because the only way out is through.
Yeah.
Once you start it, you have to finish.
Of course.
And it's like, I just want to get this done with, and then, guess what? I get to dump all of this shit onto somebody, and now it's their problem too. Now we're both in it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So.
Well, the cool part, you know, at least for me, was because I had those same thoughts. Like, wow, I am a disgusting and vile human being.
Yeah.
Like, I should be locked up in jail for longer.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you guys should throw away the key.
They shouldn't have let me out.
And when I first went over my 4th step with my sponsor, I get about a quarter of the way in, and he starts laughing. And I said, hey, Bob, this ain't funny.
This shit ain't funny at all.
Yeah, this, like, I was offended.
I'm in bad shape.
Yeah, like, my life is in shambles, dude. I just had this epiphany that I am a terrible human being.
Epiphany Blankins.
Yeah. And he was laughing because he's like, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing because I did the same things.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, you know, one of those, at least it was one of those aha moments for me where I'm like, okay, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we all did terrible.
It probably didn't help that I waited 37 years into my recovery to start step work.
Yeah.
If I would have done it maybe a little bit sooner. See, the issue was they didn't have anything but, like, you know, weapons and stuff where I was on vacation at Okeechobee CI. You know what I mean? There wasn't like a lot of NA classes. There was like a survival class, weaponry, and maybe like how to fix peanut radios. That's about it. Not a lot of recovery going on. I was clean. I lived recovery, but there wasn't a lot of a program in my life.
Yeah.
There wasn't much of a program.
For most of your recovery.
Yeah.
Back around a couple episodes ago at Sugar Studios, when that whole debacle happened, that you were kind of scared for your life and dove in head first and got a sponsor and started working step work. And I mean, the reality is you made it this far, and that's what I tell people. Like, you can make it for a stretch without any type of program, but eventually, if you don't equip yourself with those necessary tools, I mean, you're fighting.
You don't hear about a lot of you know, OGs in recovery that have 10 plus years that haven't worked a program, that don't have a sponsor, that don't sponsor people. That comes with the program.
I get it. I've been there. Proud of you. I know what it's.
Well, that makes one of us.
So it can be brutal. A lot of the resentment, and you've talked about it on here before, is with your mom. Like I said, which obviously they don't know about, but like one of my things was like I was super close with my grandma. When she passed and it was her funeral, my biological father offered to buy a plane ticket for me to go pay my respects. And I didn't get paid in time to get enough dope to hold me over, so I wasn't sick. So I opted not to go, right? And that weighed heavy on me when I first got clean, right? A lot of guilt, a lot of shame, a lot of remorse. And so something that was suggested to me was I write a letter to her. And so I wrote that letter and was a blubbering idiot most of the time while writing it. And then it took me a couple weeks to get up the courage to read it, right? And I went down by the Van Wezel and sat by the water, and I just read it out loud, right? And when I was done, I threw it away. But it was one of those things that I had the desperation, and I was so sick of feeling the pain that I was willing to do whatever. So even though it was crazy to me to do this, I did it. And once I finished, it was a weight lifted off of me. Yeah. Big time. And so, because I know that that's something that you're struggling with.
That's something that I really enjoy now, is going to family gatherings.
Yeah.
I was just at my nephew's birthday party. Anytime I would ever go to one of those gatherings, bro, I was just sitting there, just biding my time, waiting to get out of there so I could get high.
Yeah. I was always trying to see what I could do to scam a few shekels out of people.
Yeah, even if I got there, like if I even made it there.
Well, yeah. I'm an hour late.
Yeah.
I'm an hour late if I show up.
Yeah, I wasn't going sick.
Nah.
for sure.
No.
Now I can be there for my 91-year-old grandmother and remind her what all the names of all the kids are.
Gifts of recovery.
Oh, dude, I can't get through one of these things without my grandma telling me about how she's on her way out the door. It's so crazy, bro.
It's some about people in their 90s.
Well, I'm, hey, Luke, it's over for me, right? Like, Graham, stop.
Bro, every time I talk to my grandpa, 93 years old, out in Colorado,
yeah,
every single conversation,
yeah,
he ties. I could literally tell him, hey, Gramps, I just hit the lotto. $10 million. I'm buying you a bow. He's going to say, well, I'm not going to have long to ride it. I'm on my way out.
Better dig me a big grave to bury it with me.
And like, it got to the point where at first it was a little shocking, right? Because I'm like, I don't want to talk to you about death. Now it's to the point where like, I'm like, Gramps, you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Chill.
I tell her all the time, like, you're going to live to be 173 years old. Are you kidding me? She's in the best shape. I mean, I'm talking about, she's at least 175% Southern Italian, bro. Like, this lady is just built for endurance, homie. She's sharp. She's so sharp.
Yeah, man.
Other than names.
Names? She's tough with names? She's 91. What's my excuse?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody's name.
Oh, people will tell me their name immediately, and then they'll be like, hey, like 5 minutes later, they'll be like, oh, hey, I forgot to give you my number. I'll type your number in, and I'll be like,
bro.
So what do you want me to save this as? You got like a nickname or something? Is there
Well, I mean, like, I pretty much grew up here. And, like, I had to school my wife. I had to say, listen, when I introduce you, when my introduction goes, this is my wife, Sierra, I need you immediately to say, hi, so nice to meet you. What's your name? I need you to do that. Yeah. Because I don't know if I had $1 for every time I said, my boy.
Yeah. Hey, man.
What's going on, bro?
You're looking good, partner.
Inside, I'm like, I don't know who you are.
Somebody save me.
I have no idea. But the worst part is, even though I've had that conversation with my wife, she'll go, nice to meet you.
And then she'll look at you.
That's not...
Who's your friend?
That's not the plan.
Yeah.
That's not the plan here.
Save me.
Yes.
Help.
So, yeah, that's crazy. The old people crack me up, man.
Yeah.
We didn't even do a check-in. Life's just kind of been weird. It's just kind of been weird.
We're just rolling with the punches right now.
It's one of...
Double knockout.
It's just one of those times where Boston Chuck used to say this all the time, right?
Shout out Boston Chuck again.
Oh my God. What a legend. But that dude, from Thanksgiving until after the New Year, he hunkers down. And what that means is he doesn't do any step work. He doesn't take on any new sponsees. He doesn't do anything but try to save his own ass. So he doesn't make any major life decisions through that time. It's just about hunkering down. Because he's an old school alky, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, those holidays are big drinking events.
Yeah.
And I feel like right now, I'm in a season of...
Hunker?
Bro, I've had 2 drug dreams in the last week. 2. Separate ones.
Yeah.
Which is... I couldn't tell you before that the last time I had a drug dream. And when I say very weird...
Yeah.
What?
No, I've been on a run for the last 2 weeks in my dreams.
No.
Oh, dude, I've been on a crack cocaine run.
You know what's weird? So my first dream, which was probably 4 days ago, I had a rig, and I had opiates.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Last night, bags of coke.
Yeah.
And in my dream, I snorted it.
Yeah.
I was like, this baking powder. I said, this baking powder.
No.
I said, y'all trying to rip me off.
Yeah.
Then I got the real deal, and I did it. And I felt it. In my dream. In my dream, dude.
This is crazy, because I told Wanda this. I woke up, I said, hey, because I had just taken a bong rip of some crack cocaine, and I hit it. As I woke up, my head went back into my pillow. I was like,
Help!
and I'm looking around like, does she know? Does she know what just happened? I had to wake her up. Yo, hey, so I just got to be honest with you for a second. Like, I think I just went back out.
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. Dreams will get you. So I'm in one of those seasons where it's not, it's hunker down. You know what I mean? And I can't even say anything's like super crazy going on. It's a lot of little things, and I've been feeling incredibly overwhelmed with life.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
And like when I step back, like perspective's everything, right? So I step back and I look and I'm like, I have a job, right? I have a wife, I have kids, I have a house. Like I have a lot to be grateful for and thankful for. And I am. I am grateful and thankful for a lot of those things. But it's still one of those times where my kids are getting on my nerves faster.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting more agitated at situations that normally wouldn't agitate me. Like I feel like I'm holding on by a thread.
I think you're doing pretty good for the circumstances.
Oh, I mean, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But it's just,
You got a pretty hectic situation at all times. Like whenever I'm feeling ungrateful, I just tap in over here real quick. And everything starts to make sense a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, give me a call around 8:30 when you hear, hey man, what's going on? I'm trying to get Ella to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then you hear Jordan slam down.
Jordan, get off of the refrigerator!
Like it's about to get really nuts for the next week to 2 weeks because my wife works at, the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Then she's doing the real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, our friend is closing on her house. They gotta go in and do some renovations before they move in. And that's Sierra's thing. She loves that shit.
Oh, yeah.
You tell me to tear up some floors, I say I'm busy.
Yeah, no.
She's all for it, right? But
I'm folding my laundry. I'm folding my dishes.
Yeah.
I gotta walk my fish real quick. Catch you next time.
And she's taking 2 classes on top of it. I am basically going to be a single dad for the next, 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't half-ass anything. She goes all in, which is great, and I'm glad that I'm in a position where I can support that and I can be here for her and be here for my kids. But I'd be lying if I said I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know what? It's not... The end is not in sight. But we got this. This is going good.
Is it? This episode's going great.
This is what we needed.
Yeah.
We hit a rough patch.
We're bouncing back.
Bouncing back hard.
We're bouncing back.
Bro, we're 22 minutes in.
We're bouncing back.
Yeah, and that's all there is to it. This is what we need.
I feel like we just started a couple minutes ago.
I know.
Just flying.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. I know you got some things going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Work seems to be picking up.
Yeah, dude. Unfortunately, I just foolishly spent like $1,500 on sneakers. When I gotta pay rent in about 22 hours. I'll find a way to turn anything into an addiction, man. And I'll just milk it till the cows sing.
Nothing wrong with some retail therapy, right? And that's what I find myself doing, right? Is when I'm feeling some pain in some other areas of life, or if I'm unhappy in certain circumstances, my go-to is buy some things.
Yeah.
I need some more things.
Yeah.
I need some more stuff.
I mean, it becomes a problem though when I don't have, like, I need to buy more stuff to organize the stuff that I'm buying. You know what I mean? Like, I have no more room for my stuff. So now I have to buy more stuff just to get it squared away. Yeah, no, I know.
This is our life.
It's like an Amazon warehouse in here, bro.
Oh God, we're in shambles.
Yeah.
Hey, but we're fighting through. I think there's something about us that inspires.
There's an element of like hope, but also there's an element of like relatability.
Of course.
Where like these dudes come from the same shitty situation that I was in. They were dirt rocking sons of bitches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like now they don't necessarily have it together.
Yeah.
Entirely.
And that's the biggest point that I want to drive is that
right.
like that's why I'm very upfront and honest. Like, don't get it misconstrued. The only thing that I have done perfect up until this point is not get high.
Consciously.
Yes.
Because subconsciously, like I said, I've been on a run for the last 2 weeks. I just sold all of my dream shoes. I've completely lost contact with all of my dream family. Things are going bad.
God.
When I lay my head down on that pillow, I'm putting on a suit of armor, homie, because I'm going into the trenches.
We're gonna get through it. I mean, there is no. We burn the ships, homie.
Burn the ships. Merch. Got a t-shirt coming out. Couple different colorways.
Super excited about that.
Yeah, burn the ships.
Let us know in the comments. We're gonna do a hashtag Sweet Boy.
Yeah, I think we'll do a hashtag Sweet Boy.
And you know what's catching traction, which I want, and I already got the okay from her. Hashtag Epiphany Blinkins.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, I don't even think I asked permission. I think I literally told her that I was gonna do it, and I was sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what I said.
Better to ask for forgiveness than permission, right? That's how it
well,
goes.
in that situation. So let us know what you guys want to see on shirts. Hashtag Epiphany Blinkins.
I'm not sure if the hashtag Sweet Boy is going to translate well with our 99.9% female audience, but like, you know, just let us know how you guys feel about that.
Yeah.
You want to pick up one for your boyfriend, dad, grandfather, son?
I just think it would be so funny if I had not watched the podcast to be walking around and see somebody that has a shirt that says hashtag Sweet Boy. Yeah. Like, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Like what's the story behind this?
Yeah, yeah.
Like what are you saying?
Yeah, the story's pretty simple. I'm a sweet, sweet boy.
Triple down on it, huh? Going all in, shoving all your chips.
I'm a sweet, sweet, sweet boy.
All right. Reading today.
Totally forgot.
Perfect. So, in recovery, finding yourself.
Yeah, right? I remember now. You know what? I remembered right before you said it.
Of course.
So,
naturally.
I remembered.
Right. When we went live last time, which if when we go live, you're not hopping in, hop in because we're trying to connect with you guys, trying to come with, get some information from you on what you guys would like to hear. That way we can kind of share our experience, strength, and hope. I mean, listen.
And we also might just accidentally say something that we regretted, and we'll have to delete the whole live.
Yep, which is what happened last time. So that's cool. But, you know, we only had I want to say between 12 and 14 people the first time we went live in the room at one time, which for me is amazing that we could capture 12 people's attention for longer than 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's dope.
But we had UK in there.
Mm-hmm.
We had Australia. You know what I mean? That's not a knife.
Crikey.
I got nothing else.
That dingo ate my baby.
We had, I mean, we had a very eclectic group in the room. And one of the things that was shared was us talking about growing up, what we thought led us to addiction. Yeah. And so I think it goes hand in hand with the reading, finding yourself, and maybe not the driving force, but definitely a major factor for me in my addiction or fueling my addiction or even getting my addiction started was me not knowing myself.
Yeah.
You know, I moved around so much as a kid, and I'm not talking, you know, Sarasota to Bradenton. I'm talking, I lived in Jersey, I lived in Pennsylvania, I lived in Colorado, I lived in California, and then down to Florida.
I lived in some of those places as well.
And so, you know, life up north and in the Midwest is way different than West Coast life, which is way different than Florida life. Because Florida is about as south as it gets, but It's not south like
It's not
Georgia.
south.
Or
Florida's
like,
the only state where the further north you go, the more country it gets.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
I went to middle school at the rich, preppy middle school, and then my high school was in the hood. I felt like I had to constantly adapt to my surroundings to get people to like me.
You're exuding more effort, more energy
Love that word.
in doing that than you would just being yourself,
Of course.
which ties in with why you started getting high, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin.
Right. I didn't even know who I truly was until I got clean.
That is about as real of a statement, and it's crazy because I have 7 years. I got clean when I was 30, right? I'm about to be 38 in 5 months, right?
Yeah.
I didn't. Did you just?
Hmm.
Did you just?
Hmm?
You just Kevin Hart me?
No.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he did when Don Cheadle said how old he was.
No.
I just said I'm about to be 38, and you said, "Damn."
Yeah, no, I was saying I was saying 7 years. That's big. It's huge.
Nice save. Anyways, I didn't find out who I was till I was 30. 30 years old. That means I've been walking this planet for 30 years, not having a lick of an idea on who I was as a person. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what I didn't like. I didn't know who I was.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I wasn't in the free world until I was 30 years old, clean. I got out at 30. And my whole life leading up to there was just a series of unfortunate events. Just jail, drinking, drugs, vandalism, petty theft. You know what I mean? Just spinning those wheels, trying to get here so I can hit a lick, so I can get over here, so I can get my dope, so I can get back to the crib and get straight, and then start it over at the next day. It's a horrible cycle. And that's what I was doing for up until I finally hit a brick wall, ended up catching 38 months for a burglary during a state of emergency, and that was a blessing. I mean, I did about 32 months on that. You get 85% you have to do with good time, and I got my good time because I'm a sweet boy. Bottom line, I'm a sweet boy.
In my childhood, my biological father was in the military, so I was, a military brat, and then moved out to Colorado, and when I say your boy was a country bumpkin,
Yeah.
cowboy hat, cowboy boots, spurs. If I didn't have a mustache, I have a scar on my lip from my spurs getting caught on some and me face planting. True story. Like, I used to ride horses all day. I used to herd cattle. Like, country.
Flip Dutton.
You know what I mean?
Dutton Range.
Yeah, buddy. So to go from up north, you know what I mean? It's hard up there.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's dark.
And those are just people's hearts. You know what I mean? You didn't even get into the weather yet.
Yeah. So to go from that to Florida, like all these different things, jails, because jail's a completely different world. You have to act a certain way.
Boy, is it.
You can never truly be yourself. And so because of that, I was a chameleon.
Yeah.
I was a chameleon. Whatever my scenario was, I knew how to fit in. I always kept a job in active addiction because I needed some source of income. Now that income never sustained me, that's why I committed crimes.
Yeah.
But so I'd go to work and I'd be this work guy. You know what I mean? Hey Terry, how's it going?
Yeah.
And then I'd leave and go to the hood and cop. And then go to, I was a certified couch surfer on a world tour.
Of course.
Listen, you could blindfold me, lay me on a couch, I'll tell you, year, make, and model.
Oh, yeah. You could blindfold me in the middle of the street. I'm gonna find a couch in 10 paces. Bring me to the desert. I'll find a couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, having to fit in there with a lot of time the dregs of the earth, right?
Yeah.
Because we're all in this
Oof.
terrible lifestyle together, and so it's like I'm constantly having to do that, and so I was lost beyond my comprehension because I think I'm just lost because I can't stop getting high. Oh no, it's much deeper than that.
The whole lifestyle. Ain't nothing worse than being in a trap house with a bunch of like-minded individuals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's dope sick. It's cutthroat, dog.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in prison, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'd rather be. At least there's some structure there. At least you're gonna get some breakfast in the morning.
You getting 3 hots in a car.
Yeah, bro.
You're gonna work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna have some laughter.
I used to say it while I was locked up. I wasn't truly free until I went behind those bars. Physically, no.
Say that again.
Mentally, I was not truly free until they put me behind those bars.
God,
I had been in prison my entire life.
Can you think about how profound, but also how fucked up that statement is?
Yeah.
But that's the reality.
People used to look at me like I was crazy.
Yeah.
Just the ones that didn't know. The other ones that were making a comeback were like, yeah, I know. Me too, partner.
When you're constantly having to put on a facade in every kind of aspect of life, you become so lost. And as addicts, when we're lost, there's only one outcome. And that's, I need to numb this pain. I need to run from these feelings. And that's why I started self-medicating, right? And it started with pot, right? At a young age. And then, which led to pills, which led to, anything you put in front of me. I'm doing anything.
Right, yeah. I think it's so funny when people talk about their drug of choice.
Yeah.
Like, dude, this, I didn't choose this. This life chose me. I mean, like, drug of choice, everything.
You know what's funny is I hated uppers.
Yeah.
I always did. Doing them.
Yeah.
Every chance I got.
Whatever. What do you got?
Anything you put in front of me.
Tell me something's drugs and it's not. I'm doing it.
Listen,
I don't care.
I find a random pill on the ground. I'm looking up the side effects.
Yeah. What did Kodak say? I knew the perk was fake, but I still ate it because I'm a gremlin. Okay? All right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I think that not knowing myself as an individual, what's providing drive? What's providing kind of hope for a better life when you don't know anything?
Yeah, how could we though?
Yeah.
Most addicts start altering their mind with substances when they're like, you know what I mean?
13, that was me.
We were young.
Yeah.
5 years old walking around.
Well, I think
I wasn't 5, but
hey, I took a shot of Granny's beer when I was 5.
my dad used to be sipping on O'Doul's.
Ooh,
Yeah, because he was in recovery and stuff. So, like any addict, you'll try to find a little shortcut, right?
Of course.
So whenever he'd leave a little half-empty, blazing hot O'Doul's sitting on the in the cup holder, I'd run down into the basement real quick, sip off it real quick, act like I was drunk.
My grandma, rest in peace, but she used to smoke cigarettes. She used to chain smoke, right? And it just always looked so cool. And you got to think the stigma was a lot different when we were kids, right? Like it's not. They still had, when we were kids, they had smoking in restaurants. They had smoking sections.
I was just talking to Wanda about that too. We were sitting at the Denny's and she was like, just imagine it, like, not even that long ago.
Yeah.
15 years. I think we looked it up. It was like 2003 or something.
Sounds about right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So 20 years ago,
Yeah.
smoke-filled Denny's.
So because of that, I used to see all these grown-ups smoking and stuff, and I remember vividly, 5 years old, I said, Grandma, let me hit that.
Yeah.
She said, you don't want this.
You don't want this life.
And I said, nah, I do. And she goes, okay. She goes, sit right here. I sat on her lap. She held it. I took a big puff. Dude, I got so sick.
Yeah.
I coughed up a lung.
Mm-hmm.
I went and puked.
Mm-hmm.
I was sick as a dog. But you know what? It helped for about 11 years.
Yeah.
11 years.
Hmm.
And then, 16, I think I'm, Johnny Too Cool.
Yeah.
At school, in between classes, I gotta go smoke a cig.
Yeah, we used to visit, when I got my start on picking through ashtrays, boy, I guess. We used to visit Tennessee when I was a kid. 9 years old, 10 years old, go down to the basement, be an ashtray down there. Get a couple halves of Cadillacs down there, you know what I mean? Fire them up. And that's where I started. And I didn't throw up.
And you know the crazy?
It kicked off the addiction for me.
I, at a young age, used to break the rules. And I think it was an attention thing.
Of course.
I remember looking up and kind of idolizing the bad guys. I think the only thing I wanted to be for most of my life was like a diamond heist person. Like,
Really?
I just thought it was so cool, like Ocean's 10, Ocean's 11, like
Yeah.
pulling off these elaborate, that was so appealing to me. That was so appealing to me back then. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just one of those things that I was like, God, that's so cool. And I think that...
What do you think it was about it? What?
As a kid, for most of my life, I got picked on, right? And it was a weird situation because it wasn't that situation where you see that kid that gets picked on that has no friends. I had a large group of friends, but I got picked on a lot as a kid. And I think that it was the respect that those people got. And a lot of times those people didn't get fucked with because they got some screws loose.
Yeah, I thought about that. Most of my friends, most of the kids that I was close with were who I wanted to be, right? They could fight.
Yeah.
They were bagging chicks at 6 years old.
Ugh.
You know what I mean? Had a stack of pornos hidden in the woods underneath a rock. But like looking back on it, like where I would want my son right now, I wouldn't want him hanging with those kids.
Listen, if I could go back to my son's age, I wouldn't let him hang out with me.
No. Oh, no.
Are you kidding me?
Crikey. No, absolutely not.
I would have told if there was a little flip, right, knocking on the door to hang out with my son, I'd say, that's not a knife. This is a knife.
Your best bet is to just go on home, bud.
I don't know if we'll truly ever know if there was one particular thing, right, that led to the addiction. It's a popular kind of thing that the conversation, it's somewhat of a hot topic, whether you're born with it, the addiction gene, quote unquote, or not. I'm not going to get into all that, right? All I'm going to look at is, I believe that there was a certain set of circumstances that happened in my life that, my dad leaving at a young age, which made me seek the approval from other guys. The constantly moving around.
Same.
Right? I think that those were huge catalysts for me in my addiction because it was the only thing that quieted the voices inside. I think about these things, right? Like when I yell at my son. Am I driving him to make poor decisions?
You see little red flags and you're like, you know what I mean? Like my son just got A honor roll. He just graduated. He's going into middle school and he got A honor roll all year.
Yeah.
Great, right? I took him to Livingston's. He turned into a little gambler, bro. He'll sit there at that claw machine for hours, bro, dumping cheddar into this thing. Luckily, he didn't bring his own money in there because he'd be broke. Yeah. All of his little birthday money's gone. I think he's got it, but you know what? Like, luckily I have the tools. I got the toolbox now. That's the beauty of this, right? It's not just for us. It's not just for our fellow addicts. I mean, we have changed our whole bloodline. It's like winning the lotto. That generational wealth.
Yeah.
We have generational wealth of knowledge now that
Absolutely.
we can pass on to our kids can pass on to their kids.
I never looked at it that way. But
Yeah.
you are 1,000% right. I mean, I see numerous red flags with my son, but like he does good in school, right?
Yeah.
He just, bro, he did not get anything less than 100% in math the entire year.
Yeah.
On every assignment, on everything,
What?
right?
I was
He's
walking
got-
up and he was dissecting a cat in the backyard, bro. With a rusty knife, bro.
Stop. He is not Dahmer, dude.
Oh,
Stop.
okay.
He's joking. But then you see the like art that he does.
Amazing.
Crazy the art that he
Amazing.
does, right?
He did
But-
this painting, right?
Shout out Top Hat Dave.
Shout out Top Hat Dave.
But then he does things like he got the wrestling action figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he been hustling trying to go to work with my wife because he's got a break before summer camp starts, because he goes in there and he helps the old people, right,
Mm-hmm.
with their stuff. And Sierra's smart. It benefits her twofold, because she'll like, here, take this water to table 3, right? And so this little kid, blonde hair, blue eyes, comes up. Here's your water, sir.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, oh, so cute. She's like, yeah, that's my boy. And so she gets, you know what I mean? And then, oh man, like, here, son, put that in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
So then he comes home. Hey, can you take me to Target?
Nah.
I said, for what? Wrestling action figures.
Oof. He's been bit.
Oh, bro, he's got 15. He's got the ring. He's got the cage.
Yeah.
He's got the ring with the cage that you bust through. And he's got
fever.
15. Oh, man.
You know what it was for me?
What?
For a while, bro.
What? Pogs.
No. Tech decks. I had the whole, and the tech bikes. They came out with the
Yeah.
bikes, bro. I had the whole set. I'm talking about half of this room. It looked like the X Games Expo, bro. Like, it was insane. I had everything, dog. I had the little figurines. Everything was set up.
Man.
Lost it in a storage unit.
That storage unit took more than. Oh my God. Yo, shout out to that storage unit.
Yeah.
God bless. That thing took souls. That thing took childhoods. That thing's like what's the void on Stranger Things, dude?
Fucking plant on House of Horrors.
Yeah.
Feed me, Seymour. Just all of our belongings, bro.
Yeah, man.
Ugh. Luckily, I didn't lose my Power Rangers blanket though. Still holding strong.
Hopes, dreams, and urine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I saw Wanda sitting underneath that thing in the living room the other day. I walked out. I said, "Man, I've been dreaming of this my whole life." See how Mamacita wrapped up in my Power Rangers blanket.
Oh shit. Well, listen. This has been a great app.
Yeah, I think so.
Shout out to all the Patreons. I promise we're gonna get our shit together. You guys are gonna get a live look in. We love each and every one of you. We're gonna the response from the live was good.
Yeah.
It's been good both times. We're gonna go live at least once a week. I
Yeah.
think it even worked out with you being at your house, me being at my house. So even if we have to do that, we'll do that. Each and every one of you, we appreciate you. We appreciate the love, the support. Listen, the people that email us, I'm checking the emails every day, trying to get back to you guys as fast as I possibly can. We're gonna keep this thing rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Burn the ships, homie. We burn
Burn
some.
the ships.
And, you know, every time we start this podcast, we know how it's going to end. This is literally the definition of insanity, because we know how we end it, and this is a landmine for the way that we end this podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, these chairs are daggers.
Oh, I'm about to turn this painting into dust.
And you know what?
Wait. If you have yourself today, give yourself a boop on the nose. Boop.
Oh, God. Oh, God. There goes the painting. Oh, dear baby Jesus. Help. Help me.